Okay, here we go again. I think this is day 5. I don't know how many we're going to get today. We only did one yesterday, although it was very good. I think this is one sent by one of the Mistrop boys. I'm not sure. I think this might be one of Ty's, actually. Weapons of World War II, 101st Airborne Division, Screaming Eagles. Full HD. Yep, fine. The title is what it is. The only thing which worries me is the time. 3 minutes 31 seconds. The last short video we had was about 4 or 5 minutes, and it ended up being a 25-minute video with me jumping around like a buffoon. So I'm hoping this should be nice and short, and that everything they say and do and wear is spot on, so I don't have much to say. Fingers crossed. Okay, let's hit play and see what we get. Please be normal.
You have a Springfield 03. This is pretty much...
Okay, we're off already. Springfield 1903. How many do we think that the 101st jumped with? As far as I'm aware, 0. Certainly in infantry rifle companies, there was supposed to be 0. Some of the glider troops had them, because we've seen that in some of the pictures around Carentan. But he's not a gliderman. Also, look at this. I mean, it's white. He looks like Casper. CC2 is not hard. Remain calm, Dan. Remain calm. So, and if he's got a lens anti-compass, he should be an officer. What's the betting captain? The magical rank.
Unchanged from World War I. This is the Springfield 03.
Yep.
03 for 1903. Right? Fully machined and milled.
Oh, I think he was a second lieutenant. I think so. And has he got M42 trousers on with a... Is that a HPT jacket or a light jacket? I can't... It must be a HPT jacket. What a strange combination. And then a tan shirt. And it could be a chocolate tie. It could be a black tie. I'm not entirely certain. I think that's it must be an HPT jacket, surely.
And then the World War II version was the 03A3. Principal difference is it has an aperture rear sight as opposed to the leaf and pole rear sight here. You can see that there.
Do you know, I almost don't care about the weapons. I'm just staring at what he's wearing. What is this? What the hell has he got on his feet? What is this? What is this?
So they put the rear sight to the back of the receiver.
Lay this out on the road, and when the tank comes along, some other track fields.
Like the M1 rifle, it has a similar aperture rear sight. Also, much more use of stamping.
It is. It's an HPT jacket that he's tucked in. Ugh, bizarre. Where do these guys... I think they just buy whatever's left over at Soldier of Fortune. Or those Americans, so it's probably What Price Glory or At the Fall. Whatever's going cheap on the chuck-out rail, would take it. Actually, with this sort of nonsense, it's probably Man the Line.
Things to speed production. So they did use these in World War II.
Destroy the vehicle. You just want to...
They. This magical they. Everybody is they.
Over here is the 03A4. This is the sniper version of the 03A3. Basically the same rifle. It's got the stamp fittings here. Except the front sight is removed, and they've mounted a Weaver 4-power scope. This was the...
I mean, it is a gorgeous weapon. It really is. But, you know, if you're doing a normal standard unit, you know, you're not going to see anybody with one of these. It's that I want to have one of those so I can stand out and be different sort of thing. Yeah, no. If you've got a unit with 100 guys, then, you know, you might be able to squeeze in one, but it's just desperate. It's a try hard thing.
Standard sniper rifle for the United States Army until they came out with a sniper version of the Garand towards the end of the war.
This one,
We don't have one of those here currently.
jamming grenade. This is a little British invention. This is
And of
kinda
course,
like a
then what you
stock.
have here,
I'd stick another C4 charge in there.
so I have here, this is the German K98. And I put this out so you can see how similar it is
measure.
to the Springfield. As a matter of fact, basically the Springfield.
Did you spot the cap badge as well on the garrison cap? It's a paraglide one, so again he's some sort of 101st 82nd hybrid warrior. 101st should have the... Do you know what, I'm glad I keep all this stuff to hand. Again, the 101st should have the blue, normal, standard, early war if you want to call it that, paratroopers badge, not the paraglide red and blue one.
Field
Like a
is a modified Mauser action, basically.
Set the charge, and I can run for high
Same
power.
five round stab,
Just call it a bolt action. That's all it is.
staggered magazine.
They're used for what? Was it used for what?
And then
Kinda
the
like whatever
standard
you want,
battle
you know, if
rifle,
you got a,
World War II.
let's just-
These generic things people say. This is the standard battle rifle for World War II. What is standard about it? There is nothing standard about an M1 Garand. It's way up there. I mean, the standard was a bolt-action rifle. You look at every other nation. That is the standard system that was used.
the M1
track vehicle
Garand.
that's just sitting
A
there.
lot of people say Garand, but the man's name was actually Garand. John Garand. He was a Canadian.
Potato. This is carbine, and all this all over again. Wait, he's not a lieutenant or lieutenant, sorry. He's a warrant officer. Well, that's different.
Who became a naturalized American citizen, and he designed the M1 rifle. This would have been an 8-round capacity.
It's a lock bar. It's a lock bar. Whether he's done that by done it on purpose or whether that just came like that, we don't know. I'm guessing it came like that.
You'd have 8 rounds of what they call an end block. You'd load the end block in and these are dummy rounds, so you know. You roll the dummy rounds down like this until you hear the click, and it would fly the bolt home. On the 8th round, the end block would eject, and the bolt would stay open, and you could throw another clip in.
So when these guys are up there, these guys,
As you can see, it breaks down.
Position today, but you gotta remember back then, there was like not many people around.
This is called a Griswold bag. This is what they used to jump in. So they would jump with their broken down. When they hit the ground and got all their other stuff off, they'd reassemble their rifle rather quickly.
It's coming natural. They got to think about that. And if you ever see all the pictures of the paratroopers at the door of the C-47, they're all proud.
Oh, okay. That he gets credit for. Bonus points. Them damn those damn trigger mechanisms for me. No, I could never do that. It's no, maybe no, yep, no, yep, no, and then eventually it goes in. That was nice and smooth. That was good.
You're ready to go.
You just do the wrong thing. First thing you stand up.
They started, even that was too long, and they started just jumping with the guns assembled.
So that was the first thing. Protect yourself from
When? I mean, we know the answer to this, but they didn't in Normandy. This was a market garden thing. They haven't learned this yet.
knocking your noggin on the doorway. And then if everything else you're trying to think about as you go into the ground, if you don't have a good peel.
And the last piece over here is the M1928 Thompson submachine gun, 45 ACP, same as the Colt automatic pistol. This particularly has a 30
And it's a 28 model, of course it is.
round mag.
Knock yourself out again.
They had a 20 or 30 round stick. There was a drum mag, but generally they didn't use those. That was like very early war. Some of the British used the drum magazines.
Right in bicycle. You remember
And in the Pacific, but the 101st Infantry Rifle Company did not have any,
you're thinking about everything.
or should not have any according to the TO&E. Of course, there's that one guy who did something bizarre, but we're never talking about that one odd guy.
Yes, they do.
Not a single CC2 uniform in sight, but some different units, which is, you know, which is good. It's not all Ace of Spades on them, or if it is, it's a very weirdly
They kind of
painted
knew what they
Ace
had
of
to worry
Spades.
about and everything else.
And that's the weapons.
Oh, okay. Well, what the hell? How to build an online store. Stop. Go away. Go back. Oh, stop doing things.
Claim your free business profile on
want to see
Google.
what other
So you can
videos
manage your
he-
hours, save
We Are the
information.
Mighty. Let's have a quick look at other videos. Oh. Oh god, it's... What? That's not... What the hell's going on? That's not who we just watched. Oh, let me put the link in again. What are you doing?
You have the Springfield 03. This is pretty much unchanged.
What is going on? Thank you. My computer's having a meltdown. Chris Butler. Okay, Chris Butler. Is this guy that videoed them, or is he something to do with this?
Go ahead.
Stop. Oh wait, I think we saw another video, but I think he just videos things. I think we saw one of his other videos on something. Oh, then again, maybe not. No, okay. No, there's nothing else I can see that we'd be particularly interested in that I can make any sort of sensible... There it is. That's where I remember. It was the those farbtastic 502 wonders. Right, okay. So that's how I've come across this one. Or somebody sent me the link to it as well as the other one. Well, thank you, whoever that was. Anyway, a very short video. Should we chance it and pick the next link? And I think it would be that thing that was just on the screen a second ago. The whatever that was, I can't even remember. It looks like
It's
it's short.
estimated that over 16.1
Okay, that's not what I expected. Well, not trying to sound sexist, that's unusual. It's 99.9% guys telling us things. The average gear a World War II soldier carried. Okay, we like average.
It's estimated that over 16.1 million Americans served during World War II. They fought in some of the most brutal conditions and intense battles in our nation's history, including D-Day, the Battle of the Bulge, and Iwo Jima. And they did it with equipment that is far less sophisticated than what modern-day troops carry. Let's take a look at the standard issue gear a U.S. troop carried during World War II. The Combat Pack was a waterproof backpack that contained everything that...
Sorry, what? It was what? Waterproof? There's nothing waterproof about a musette bag. But the very early ones had a rubberized, like, internal layer, but cost, no, that soon went. It's just a piece of canvas. There is nothing waterproof about a musette bag. Yeah, okay.
the troop needed to sustain himself in the field.
In fact, that is one of the early ones. Look at that. Wait, no. Or is that a 45 pattern bag? I think this is a late one.
Including toiletries, socks, a few
Yeah, I'm sure
rations,
that is.
personal items, and
It's like
things
the
that
cargo
struck their
system.
fancy. You know, like pictures of their sweethearts. If they didn't have their own sweethearts back home, a movie star would do. Fun fact, anything that looked like two round objects earned the nickname Mae West.
No. Anything? What? No. Oh. Anything that's two round things was Mae West. Yeah, of course.
See if you can figure out why. The cartridge belt had pouches that could hold ammunition. A rifleman's 8-round clip could fit into each pouch. The belt
Yep. What about the Springfield? We're ignoring that one.
also had
guess
fortified
so.
holes along the bottom for additional attachments, including a small first aid pouch, which would contain 1 or 2 battle dressings.
No, it contains one. Only ever one. Just one. This is going to be painful, isn't it? I know it now.
For self-aid. The sterile dressings were
Why self-aid? No, it's just to give bandages and get them in the field. So if anything happens, you have them. It's quite hard to use a bandage that side on yourself.
designed for hemorrhage control. Another attachment was the bayonet, which could attach to the rifle itself or be used in hand-to-hand combat, or as a utility knife, or an absolutely terrifying back scratcher. They can't.
Is this supposed to be funny? Is that the gist of this video, that it's supposed to be funny, like the Mae West comment and the back scratcher? It would have been better if she said it was a can opener. At least, you know, there's those Bill and Thingy jokes about, you know, oh, did you know this thing goes on the end of the rifle too? Ugh.
Canteen would also attach to the cartridge belt via the canteen cover, a pouch that included the canteen itself, a canteen cup, and a mess kit complete with knife, fork, and...
Whoa, what? Hold on. Did she just say that all fits in the same thing?
cartridge belt via the canteen cover, a pouch that included the canteen itself, a canteen cup, and a mess kit complete with knife, fork, and spoon. It was...
Is that just me, or she just to imply that all fits in that cover? What the fuck? I bloody hope not.
It wasn't uncommon for a forward deployed troop to eat and drink all of his rations from this container, as many meals served on the front lines came from a large...
Which goddamn container?
...communal pot. Early World War II canteens were made of aluminum, but as the war raged on, the aluminum was urgently needed for aircraft. In 1942, other materials were explored, including stainless steel, low-quality metal with porcelain enameled coating, and even some plastic, which is, of course, what our modern military use.
Ether cell. Yeah, okay. So all of a sudden we've got into some real detail that's actually right. Yeah. So why do you think it all fits in a canteen cover?
Today, and drinking from them is disgusting, and I hate it. It does beat the contamination that occurred when porcelain enamel chipped, however. A true indication of the age of trench warfare, troops carried an entrenching tool attached to their belts or combat packs. It was used as a shovel to dig foxholes or trenches, could fold and serve as a pick, or it could drive stakes into the ground. If the shit hit the fan, it could also be used as a fighting stick. It wasn't the most effective melee weapon, but it was handy, heavy, and sharp. Now the helmet itself was comprised of two parts: the plastic liner and a one-size-fits-all steel shell. The liner helped the helmet fit properly, and the steel offered protection. It was dull by design, but troops were also issued fabric covers for increased camouflage.
Well, again, we're a bit of a generalisation here. Troops, the majority of troops never ever had a cover on their helmet. Helmet nets and scrim, a few. The Marines, yes. Everybody else, no.
Many would also use nets or vegetation for added concealment.
Okay, good.
World War II production helmets did have chin straps, but many soldiers wore them unfastened or even looped behind the helmet. This seems counterintuitive, but they found that during hand-to-hand combat, the helmet could be used against them by the enemy, who could pull on it and throw troops off balance. The helmet also had pragmatic uses during camp. It could carry water, be used as a wash basin, or as a seat, and if you had two, it became an excellent Mae West impression. One of the...
Oh, God. I'm sorry, is this supposed to be serious, or is it supposed to be funny? It's just painfully cringy at these stupid Mae West jokes.
largest items troops carried was the cargo pack, which contained a two-man tent.
Right, so we are on about the cargo pack. Yeah, so this is a really end of the war item and a system.
Tent pins, and a blanket. Depending on the time of year, an infantry soldier would also carry clothing layers to include long johns, ponchos, and a raincoat. Their weapons...
No, I mean that's throughout the entire war.
...varied as well, but the M1 Garand rifle...
Bloody shotgun.
...and the M1911 pistol were...
Whoa, did I spot knuckle dust? No, please tell me I didn't. What a random assault.
...raincoat. Their weapons varied as well...
So, no, knuckle dusters. Somebody watched too much Band of Brothers. Shotguns, no.
Well, but the M1 Garand rifle and the M1911 pistol were also a common issue. A soldier's load during World War II ranged from 65 to 85 pounds, depending on his weapon.
Whoa, why have we got British soldiers?
Today, troops carry around 95 to 125 pounds of gear. As the addition of body armor, technology, and...
Again, you can't compare those two weights. The sizes of guys have increased massively.
Improved first aid gear have been added to the load. But before we start comparing apples to oranges, let's just remember that it was the devastation and hardship of the world wars that built America's foundation of military superiority. We're stronger today because of what they endured. It's amazing what you can accomplish with just a pair of wool underwear.
What do we see being played? What did I say? Where do you get your information from? There we go. Bandwagon of brothels.
Asbestos gloves, and an iron will to kill the Fuhrer.
Oh my God. I think you need to do something else, love. Like, I don't know, anything you actually know something about. Jesus, I'm not even going to look at what else she's done. That was fucking awful. At least it was over quickly. Right, that's enough from me. That was more than enough for a day, for an evening, for a week, in fact. Yeah, good luck for tomorrow. It better be better than this crap. Right, I'm off. See you later.